What is going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking all about pre-construction projects down here in South Florida. There are over 40 projects that you can choose from. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about what are the things that you should look out for. How does the pre-construction work? What are the payment structures like? What are the timelines like? So everything that we can talk about pre-construction projects. So if you're interested in learning more about this, make sure you watch all the way to the end. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Waisfeld, local real estate agent down here in Miami since 2016, helping buyers, sellers, and investors with all of their real estate needs. And today we're going to be talking about pre-construction projects. I personally love pre-construction projects. One of the reasons that I love it is because I have so much clients that bought into pre-construction projects. They've made so much profit. I have one client from Argentina that made over $1 million. And the crazy thing is that the project is not even finished yet. He just knew how this worked, right? Pretty much you put down on a deposit and you kind of start paying it little by little. So as he did that, the prices went up significantly and he made all of this profit and the project's still not even done. So the first thing that you should keep in mind is going to be location. Where do you want to purchase the pre-construction project? Okay, you can't leave that for the sales agents or someone that's gonna help you. You need to really know where do you want to purchase, right? If it was up to me, my recommendation, downtown Miami, Edgewater, all of the heart of Miami, that's where it's at. But there's tons of people that want to be oceanfront, that want to be on the water, want to be close to the beach, that want to be further away from Miami in Fort Lauderdale. There's projects all the way up to Palm Beach and Pompano, projects all over South Florida. So the first thing that you need to keep in mind is location. Where do you want to purchase? Okay, and the way you're going to know this a little bit, maybe it's just by knowing how your lifestyle is or why you want the property. Do you want it to rent out short term, right? Airbnb friendly? Do you want long term? Do you want to live there? Do you want to just put your money somewhere? Do you want to buy something and then sell it as soon as it's done? So really it comes down to what you really want, but location is the first factor that you need to keep in mind and consider. Second very important thing to keep in mind is going to be the builder's reputation or the developer's reputation. Okay, there's tons of developers out there. They're coming from all over the world to build in Miami. Right now we have Mercedes-Benz towers, we have the Porsche towers, we have the Aston Martin towers, we're building the Bentley towers. They just announced the Pagani towers. So much different car brands are coming in, right? There's so much projects, there's so much developers coming in. But who are these developers? Something you need to really keep in mind, right? What are their reputation? Have they built other projects, right? Where are they coming from? What have they done? How was their timelines? How is the quality of their build? These are very important things to keep in mind. And today in 2024, it's very easy to do that. You could Google their name, right? You could Google the company's name, see what they've done, see if you like their style or not. So the developer's reputation is very important. And of course, I can definitely help you with that. Pretty much know everyone that's building the projects around the area, but something that you can do your due diligence and kind of already know what kind of style you want and what kind of style you don't want. And again, I'll be more than happy to help you with that. So the next thing to keep in mind is going to be amenities. Believe it or not, amenities play a really big role into pre-construction. Why? Because there's so much competition as with who has the best amenities, right? So if you go in to buy a building that has so-so amenities, and right next door you have a building that has top amenities, all the best, it's gonna be a little bit tougher to get a tenant or to get a Airbnb guest or to resell in the future, right? For example, there's a building in downtown Miami that I just sold a few units called The Gale. The Gale offers its guests and its owners membership at the beach in Miami Beach. So you go to the beach and kind of have chairs and umbrellas or whatever and whatnot. However, that's an amenity. That's something that offers inside of the HOA fees, right? So that's what I mean. What does the building that you're looking at, what does this project offer as with amenities? The next important thing to keep in mind is going to be time frame. How long do these projects take? That's a very important question that you may be asking yourself. So keep in mind that as soon as a project is announced, from the time that is finished, it could be 4 to 5 years. Okay, some projects get announced immediately as soon as it's approved, they have everything, and they start selling on reserve, then contracts, and then they get everything approved, and then they actually start do the groundbreaking. That could take months or up to 1 year, and then to start building from there. Sometimes these are really big buildings, 50, 60, 70. Waldorf Astoria is a 100 stories, right? So some of these buildings take 3-4 years to build. Also talking about time frame, not every single project is delivered right on time. Okay, it's not bad at all. They're all pretty much good on time. All right, but just keep in mind, if they tell you April, it may be in May. Okay, and the next important thing to talk about is going to be payment structure. How does the payment structure work? Okay, so if a project just got announced, most of the time they are taking reserves. Usually the reserves is 10%. However, not every single building wants reserves or has reserves. For instance, Mercedes-Benz right now, they just got announced, but they're going straight into contract. So sometimes the buildings go straight into contract, meaning you like a unit, you sign the contract, you have 15 days to be able to back out, and once you're under contract, they ask for 20%. So let's just say you go to a building that's at taking the reserves 10%. Well, as soon as the contract comes out and you sign, it's going to be another 10%. After that, every project is going to be different, and most of them are somewhat negotiable and flexible on this payment structure as well. But the next payment is going to be 10%, and that's going to be 3 months down the road, 6 months down the road, 8 months down the road. After that, there's going to be another 10%. Sometimes like groundbreaking. Sometimes if the previous 10% was for groundbreaking, the next one may be at a certain floor. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And that could be maybe 1 year, 1.5 years from when you first got under contract. Okay, so that right there, you're gonna be at around the 30 to 40% mark. Some buildings are okay with the 40%, and then you can finance the rest. And some buildings require 50%, and then you can finance the rest. If you wanted to finance, of course, you can do balance once the unit gets finished and delivered. Correct. So again, 20% in contract, 10%, groundbreaking, 10% maybe once they reach a certain floor, and then 10% once the building is done, once it gets delivered. Okay, guys, every single building is different, has different payment structures, have different time structures. Everything is flexible and can be negotiated. Depends also on demand. If the building has tons of demand, they're going to be very firm. If the building has a little bit less demand, then they're gonna want to work with you. Okay, however, there's over 40 projects. There's tons of different opportunities and options out there, so feel free to reach out to me. We can set up a one-on-one private Zoom call. I will be more than happy to talk to you and talk about the different options that are out there and see what the best option for you is going to be. You have all my contact down below in the description. Thank you so much for watching the video. Every single week I come out with videos talking about Miami and the Miami real estate market, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the little bell so you get notified every time I come out with a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next video.